Good morning, Vietnam. Sorry, that was Robin Williams. But this is the Pretty Artistic Podcast, the week of October 31st, Halloween.
Yes, it is
Yes.
now the beginning of November 1st.
Excuse me,
Happy holidays, everybody.
Excuse me, I had a small stroke during that intro.
Yeah.
Forgot what day it was. Pardon me. But earlier this week, we had the Red Sox winning the World Series. And the
Ooh.
fact that no one fucking cares.
Yeah, no.
This is the first World Series ever that I have not watched any. I didn't watch
Yeah,
a
I didn't
single.
watch.
I didn't watch a single minute of it.
Nope.
It was two teams I don't like
Because
playing.
fuck the Dodgers and the Red Sox have won enough to the point where it's boring now. We talked about this, I think, on the last episode. It's just
Well,
boring.
Yeah, they're always good. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, now they are.
So I mean, that's just it for baseball. Baseball season's done.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to next season, where the Cubs could hopefully do well.
It's true.
Personally, or the Brewers. Either
Yeah.
way. But Saturday in Evanston, Wisconsin.
Getting reamed.
Yeah, getting taken on the Northwestern Wildcats and Jack Cohn starting in place of injured quarterback Alex Hornibrook. One could hope that he might have made more of an impact on the game.
Mhm.
Might as well been an old man in a diaper
Very true.
at quarterback. He was
Mhm.
just completely. I mean, he wasn't that bad. He just wasn't.
No,
very
he
good.
was fine, but like he's not. At least he didn't show us anything in that game to say that he's better than Alex Hornibrook.
Yeah,
And,
certainly.
I just, for all of those people who are sitting there like, no, it's Alex Hornibrook's fault we're this bad. Put in Jack Cohen. Jack Cohen's gonna fix the team. He's our savior. No,
Right. Yeah.
we saw that. with this game.
Sure. You know, Alex Hornibrook hasn't just been our quarterback for, 3 years and won plenty of games and won an Orange Bowl in which he played like the perfect game. I think he
Yeah,
had what?
that's right.
He had like a QBR of 200 or something like that.
Something absurd.
Like
yeah, I remember
nearly
that.
a perfect game at quarterback. The guy is good. He's good.
Yeah, he's just a
Really
little
good.
inconsistent sometimes, but he is good. So, yeah, I mean, it's just there's some consistency issues, but he's a good quarterback, and I'm sure next year he'll continue to be our quarterback, and we'll be fine. Really, right now, I think Wisconsin's problems come down to their coaching. I think we have the talent, but I think the coaching's kind of play calling's been an issue, and I think that. Especially in Northwestern's game, part of what happened with Jack Cohen is that I think they went really conservative and they didn't let him throw the ball around and stuff, which is kind of like, look, you got 2 losses on your resume. You don't really have anything left to lose at this point. Let him sling the ball and see what he can do.
True, but when he did get an opportunity to throw, I noticed he was very inaccurate. Like a lot of errant throws.
For sure.
Was just not up to it. I mean, he looks like he could be eventually a decent quarterback,
Right.
but for the moment, Alex Hornibrook is our quarterback.
For sure.
And I hear he's not on the injury list.
No, he's been he actually was cleared to play in the Rutgers game, so he'll be
Yep.
back this week.
And we should win that game.
We should. Easily.
Rutgers is not good
Nope. Rutgers, worst team in the Big Ten.
in most sports.
In most sports, and especially in football, and I'd say the only college in the Big Ten that comes close to that, well, Illinois, but Maryland, who, did you see they fired DJ Durkin as their head coach?
Yeah, well, he got some kid killed, right?
Yeah, well, negligence, but yes,
I
yeah.
mean, essentially, negligence equal death.
Yeah,
You know.
basically. So thank God they did that. Would have liked to see Urban Meyer get fired from Ohio State.
But he wins. If you're actually a good coach, you don't get in trouble for doing stupid shit. Apparently, that's the.
Yeah, it's true.
It's as unfortunate as that is. That
Yeah.
seems to be the stance that Ohio State's taken. You're our greatest coach ever. You can do anything you fucking want. But,
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and we won't do shit about it.
So-
But speaking of death, this made me think of. Did you hear about the Leicester City helicopter crash?
Yes.
The owner of Leicester City, whose name I do not remember. Apologies to him and his family. His helicopter crashed shortly after taking off from the stadium, King Power of Leicester, and he was unfortunately killed in the accident. That kind of sucked.
Yeah.
'Cause I've heard like wonderful things about this guy. Did a lot of things for Leicester City, and especially
sure.
during their miraculous title win in 2015, 2016.
Yeah, amazing.
So yeah, that
That is sad.
But moving forward.
Yeah. I want to go back to college football for a second.
Okay.
What do you think Wisconsin's chances are that they can still win the Big Ten West at this point? A lot has to happen, but
Big Ten West.
getting the Big Ten championship, because that's kind of where our goals are at this point.
Between 12 and 5%.
Fair enough.
They just have not shown anything to me that they are legitimately like they deserve to.
Yeah, right. Well, whoever we play in the if Wisconsin were to get to the Big Ten championship, whoever they would play would surely just destroy them. But the last 4 games of the schedule: Rutgers, Penn State, Purdue, and Minnesota. I think we beat Rutgers, Purdue, and Minnesota. Penn State's a toss-up.
No, we could struggle against Penn State. I think we could also struggle against Purdue.
We could, with Rondale Moore as Purdue's breakout wide receiver now. We definitely could. He's a dangerous weapon.
And we don't have like a good secondary anymore.
No.
It's not good. So
no, they're all freshmen.
We could struggle against a true NFL talent like he is.
Right, but I was comforted by the fact that Michigan State came into Purdue this week and just kind of beat that. They were in control of the game for most of the game. It was.
I don't really like Shea Patterson anymore. He just pisses me off.
Not even in the Big Ten Oh yeah, no, that's right. He transferred from Ole Miss to Michigan. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He just kind of pisses me off,
yeah,
dude.
Me too.
He's just.
Michigan's likely to go as the East champion. I think Michigan will beat Ohio State and Penn State and end up going to the Big Ten championship against probably, I would guess, Northwestern at this point. But it depends.
Wait, is Iowa in our division?
Northwestern has to play Iowa at Iowa yet, so Iowa could definitely punch their ticket.
I think Iowa. They're the most solid of the team. There's still questions at quarterback with Stanley. Is that his name?
Yeah, Nate Stanley.
Yeah. He can make plays.
Yeah, for sure.
He's kind of inconsistent. But
Yeah.
that Iowa defense is good.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a fluke that we beat them in Kinnick Stadium.
That
this
was
year.
that's the best game we played so far this year.
for sure.
I would say. Like
Mhm.
against a good team, we outdid everything that they do. Because I've always seen Iowa as kind of like Wisconsin too.
Yeah.
They run a similar system, like the pro style. They play a similar type of defense, just hard nosed work ethic.
Well, I mean, I really respect Kirk Ferentz as Iowa's head coach. I mean, he's been there since 1999. He does play an old style, kind of Barry Alvarez-esque.
Run and gun.
Yeah, Hayden Fry style. We're just gonna pound the ball in there, and
ram it down
their throats. It's unfortunate Brett Bielema didn't turn out that way.
Well, he turned out to be a cockhead, so.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Have fun helping out the Dallas Cowboys.
Patriots.
Is it the Patriots?
Yeah,
that's how little I give a shit at this point.
No, I think he's like not even an assistant, but he's like a something for the Patriots. So,
Who cares?
Yeah.
He's so fat now. Like that Bielema ate my other side.
Yeah, that's so funny. Still think being in Arkansas is cool.
Being in Arkansas?
Yeah, still think even being in Arkansas is cool.
What is being in Arkansas?
Arkansas.
Being in...
Still think being in Arkansas is cool.
An Arkansas fan? Being in Arkansas?
No, just walking into the state of Arkansas. Still think being in the state of Arkansas is cool.
You don't make any sense, dude. I think you're high. I'm high, but that's a whole nother issue.
I assure you, I am completely 100% sober.
Liar.
No, it's true.
Liar.
It's 100% true.
Liar. Okay.
100%.
Well, I think that's it for college football. I mean, Alabama's winning the title.
Yeah. Again, Bama's national champions.
They play LSU this week, but
I say whoever wins that game wins the national championship. If somehow LSU can beat Alabama, they deserve a national title. Just hand it to them.
Yeah, that's true.
My
But
bold
They'd
prediction.
probably have to play them again, and I don't know if they can beat them twice. That's that's asking a lot. It's asking a lot.
All right, we'll see.
But last night, this actually made me really happy. My favorite basketball player of all time.
Derrick Rose.
Well, I mean, thanks for ruining it, you cock. a lot of
Edit this.
See, I'm just gonna do it again. Just gonna do it
Yeah,
again.
go
okay?
for it.
Just
Okay,
gonna do it
yeah,
again.
go ahead.
So this actually made me really happy this week, or actually yesterday. One of my favorite players of all time, and a lot of people tend to think that it's Michael Jordan because I'm a Bulls fan.
MJ.
Yeah, they think
Let's
it's
do
MJ.
it. Space
it's
Jam.
It's actually Derrick
Scottie
Rose.
Pippen. Oh,
It's actually Derrick Rose.
wow.
See, almost ruined it. But Derrick Rose, who had 3 different knee surgeries and years of just battling injuries.
Yeah.
And he's just been so unlucky, but you can tell he works hard. But last night he was playing a game for the Wolves and dropped 50
points. Just clobbered him.
He played so well. I
Yeah.
watched the highlights. He looked not quite 2011 MVP Derrick Rose because that guy was a freak.
Yeah, that guy was amazing.
If you ever have like 20 minutes to sit down and watch highlights, I've never seen a guy move around a basketball court like Derrick Rose in his prime.
It's true.
Definitely one of my favorite players. After the game, he at first struggled to hold back tears, but he just let loose and he was crying because
Just burst into emotion.
He just worked. You could tell he worked so hard to get himself into this.
Now, yeah, I will say this. So great moment for Derrick Rose, and it's awesome, and I'm glad that he's bounced back and everything. But I can't help but feel like, but when you were in college at Memphis, you still had somebody else take the SAT for you. So,
I mean,
come on, dude. I'm sorry.
He was like right on the border when they started the whole having to go to college after 1 year. If it were the LeBron era, he would have gone straight to the pros.
NBA. Yeah, true. I mean, John Calipari got in trouble for that because I think he let Derrick Rose play anyway.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's shitty, yeah, but I mean,
yeah,
I can forgive and forget personally for what he did for Chicago. I mean, though short his career, or not short, but though injury plagued in Chicago. Yeah. Everyone from the city of Chicago loves him.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think there's anyone who.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You can tell me because you follow the Bulls more closely, but Derrick Rose to me is more notable Chicago player than they've had in a long since the late '90s, since like Michael
MJ,
Jordan teams.
Yeah, I mean MVP caliber. Yeah, it's been
because I can't. I mean, Derrick Rose is the one name that I really, other than like Joakim Noah and. I don't. Derrick Rose is the one name that I know from the Bulls that I've known for the last.
If I'm remembering correctly,
however many years.
There was a kid who he was from Iowa and he played for the Bulls, and I think it was in the early-ish 2000s. I cannot for the life of me remember his name. But he was a solid player. He's in the all-time Bulls list for.
That's cool.
For 2K.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean Jimmy Butler is the only one since.
Butler. Yeah, that's right.
Who I would still love to have in Chicago, but just it didn't happen to work out.
Meanwhile, the Bucks are undefeated, and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I'm actually considering, kind of secretly hoping or cheering for the Bucks.
Let's go Bucks,
because they're just fun to watch, man.
That's true.
Giannis and Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
And, Drew Bledsoe.
Ersan Ilyasova.
And the guy who I think is the next Klay Thompson, Dante DiVincenzo.
Oh, yeah.
I love that kid.
Yeah,
I loved him at Villanova. He was just a baller, dude.
Yeah, that's
baller.
Cool. Although I will say, just on a real quick note, Bucks have the worst motto ever, fear the deer.
Yeah, it's pretty gay.
No.
And I mean that in the best way possible.
Yeah. It's fabulous, but it's not an intimidating not an intimidating slogan for your sports team. Fear the deer.
Fear the deer.
Guys, Milwaukee.
Why do you need
Milwaukee, please.
Why do you even need a slogan in the first place? The Bulls don't have one. They don't have one because they don't need one. Fuck you. Fuck you. But yeah, I mean, I think that's it for NBA. I already don't care. We talked about this last week.
Well, because the Bulls are shitting out.
Well, it's not just that. It's just like nothing happens in the games.
Well, that's true.
It's dribble, dribble, shoot, dribble, dribble, shoot.
Once again,
Up,
Warriors
up,
are going to be NBA champions once again. We all know this.
And we know that from minute one because it doesn't matter because the entire season is arbitrary because of the way they formatted the league, and now it's all super teams, and it's just a complete waste of fucking time.
That's right. Everybody knows the most entertaining basketball is college basketball and March Madness.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, hands down.
It could just be because I love the fact that these players are playing for nothing else than wanting to play basketball, not just because they got a paycheck for it.
Yeah, I agree. Which I will say, if we stick around long enough, I think that we should fill out brackets when we do the March Madness thing live on the show.
I mean,
it'd be fun.
That would be. Yeah, that's a long time from now.
That's
You're
a while.
Expecting a lot from me.
We gotta stay committed, but we'll just see.
I mean, it's been 3 weeks in a row. We're not doing too bad.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty good.
Well, again, I think that's it for NBA.
Yep.
Really
yeah. So.
But.
Yes.
We're talking about NFL now. Yeah,
the niffle.
Yeah. The niffle.
The niffle.
Niffle. Yeah. The Bears played the Jets this week.
Sorry.
Fucking God.
All right, start the segment over.
I'm not doing this. This is all staying in.
Oh,
it's all fucking staying in.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Fuck it. Fucking thing sucks.
What does that mean to play us out?
What does that mean?
There's nothing written on the teleprompter. I said, fuck it. We'll do it live. We're going to do it live. Fuck it. Fucking thing sucks.
Well, I guess he's gone. Oh, Jesus. I can't do this by myself. I'm not good enough. I'm not interesting.
Just had to cool off there.
Yeah, real Bill O'Reilly moment there. Again, we're talking NFL, the niffle, as you say, so eloquently put.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears played the Jets this week.
Yep.
Bears played pretty well, I would say. It was kind of expected to win because the Jets just suck, dude. They suck.
They do.
Sam Darnold, threw for 150 yards, no touchdowns.
It's just, here's the thing, and I was kind of reading about this today. I don't know why teams like the Jets, where they don't really have a quarterback, don't try to go for Colin Kaepernick just because they can. Because you know what? He has to be better. Are you telling me that he's worse than fucking Sam Darnold? Come on, guys. Jets, bro.
Well, at least as a backup, at the very least.
It's just, guys.
He has gone to the... Or did he ever go to the Super Bowl?
He went against the fucking... He was with Jim. He was in the Harbaugh Bowl. Jim and John Harbaugh coached against each other. Ravens had Joe Flacco as their quarterback.
Yeah, and the Ravens won, though, right?
Yeah, you remember the New Orleans Superdome? Their lights went out for...
Yeah, the lights went out. I remember that.
Yeah, lights out Super Bowl. So...
Yeah, there's nothing really to say about the Bears-Jets game other than that Tariq Cohen might be my favorite Bears player of all time. I fucking love him because he's just the fastest. Yeah, he set a record, by the way.
Wow, yeah.
Fastest clocked at full sprint.
Oh, my God.
He was running 27 point something miles an hour.
Jeez, that's crazy.
He's running that. He's running faster than an average car goes on like a side road.
Holy shit.
Which is 25. That's insane.
Jeez, yeah.
So yeah, there's really nothing more to say about the Bears-Jets game.
Yeah.
We should have won that game and we did. So we did what we had to.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for you guys, Packer fans, that is, losing to the Rams.
Yeah.
Although
very close.
I knew
very close.
I didn't think it would be that close, but I knew you guys would lose because that Rams team is a joke, dude. And now they just picked up Dante Fowler.
That Rams team is OP as
Their pass
fuck.
rush is insane now with Dante Fowler added.
Well, and what do you think? I do know that you're more of a Bears fan, but still, what do you think about the fact that we traded away Clinton Dix? The Packers traded away Clinton Dix, and then Ty Montgomery is running back for draft picks.
Well, Ty Montgomery makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he was, after the fumble in the LA game, he was getting like seriously harassed, him and his family.
Yeah.
So he needed to get out of Green Bay.
Yeah.
And I think it worked out both because the Packers got draft picks for a player that really wasn't worth much to them. They have two decent running backs now.
Yeah.
And Ty Montgomery hasn't been all that productive lately.
Mm-hmm.
And then haha, Clinton Dix was kind of a surprise to me.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think it's a clear sign they're looking to rebuild
Mhm.
around
I think so.
Aaron.
Which we probably have like 5 more years at max with Aaron Rodgers because he's getting older now, isn't
He's
he?
like 34, 35
Okay,
now.
so I
Yeah,
mean,
Brett Favre played till he was like 45.
but that's Brett Favre.
Yeah, I know. And he didn't
Look
have
how-
injury problems
Right.
quite the same way. I mean, he was addicted to Vicodin, but that's a whole other
Eating
story.
Vicodin out of his vomit.
Yeah, that's really
What a pro.
keep it classy there, Brent. But yeah, I didn't watch any of the Bears Rams game.
Packers Rams.
I couldn't be fucked. What did I say?
Bears, Rams.
God fucking damn it.
Packers Rams and yes, no. I did not. I didn't watch any of it because I was just kind of like the Packers are their season's already over. I gave up.
Yep.
And my fantasy season's already over. I'm like I'm boned.
I gave up like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. And just It's
but
awful.
Yeah, well, instead of watching the Packers Rams game the other night, we hung out as friends.
Yep.
Our group of friends.
Yep.
As typical fucking losers that we are, we decided to go mini golfing.
yeah.
And then I took a camera. There could be a video out on YouTube soon of that when I finish editing it.
Nobody was on the golf course, so that was kind of fun. We just
Yeah, we just
dicked
fucked around.
Yeah,
it was
right.
fun.
That was great.
So it could be pretty interesting.
Just tremendous
But yeah, just keep an lookout on YouTube.
for sure.
We'll see what happens if I ever get
Rate,
that done.
comment, subscribe, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe.
I'll suck dick for views. I'll suck dick for views.
That's right.
You
He'll do it. He's serious.
serious.
Yeah, that's right.
Well.
Noah just turned into a cam girl. Show your tits for some
Helicopter
views.
In my dick around. Helicopter in my dick around.
10 out of 10.
Big floppy wiener.
Okay,
Big,
10 out of
big
10.
Floppy wiener.
Would recommend.
Big floppy wiener. Wiener.
Hang on, let me pull. I'm gonna pull out a dollar bill and throw
Yeah,
it at
shove
him.
it down my shirt, dude. Shove it right down my shirt. Fucking goddamn.
right
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
Right in the cleavage.
I'm gonna come.
Oh God.
Oh my god, this is a Biggs. Biggs just tipped me $100 bill. Can I take this home? Wow, I didn't know you liked me that much.
Yeah.
I must be your favorite girl.
Yeah, that's right. Who's your sugar daddy?
My sugar daddy, his name is Brian.
Oh.
I don't know anyone named Brian.
Hey, wait! I have a really disapproving Benjamin Franklin that
He
says
looks
otherwise.
Like, he looks like you just accidentally broke a bunch of his plates, and he's just like, "How fucking dare you?"
Yeah, really. He looks like he knows whatever
Like,
you're going
really?
to spend this on is going to be dumb, and he's like,
Or
really?
my other thought is that you just try to you tried to lie about something to him, and it's clear that you lied, and he's just like, "Oh,
He's just disappointed. That's just
really?
yeah.
Is that the truth?
Really.
Really?
Just straight disappointment.
Disappointed." Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Kevin Sorbo.
Oh, Jesus.
Those of you who don't know, Kevin Sorbo in Hercules, he did a Hercules TV show in the 80s, I think,
Yeah, I think that's about
80s or
right. That
90s.
sounds about right.
And I don't know how this made it into the final edit, but there's a scene where he's supposed to be like acting disappointed, and he audibly says, "Disappointed." It's fucking awesome.
It's brilliant.
But anyways, I think that's it for sports this week.
Yes.
I'm so sick and tired of sports lately, dude.
Yeah, just because all the sports. See, I'm counting down the days until the college basketball season starts because that's the next sport. Then we can pin all our hopes on that sport.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't disappoint us too much.
Well, and even if it does, there are like 50,000 teams to watch in college basketball, so it's never dull.
Yeah.
You know, you can always watch a bunch of different teams in college basketball.
Well, and the Badgers are actually kind of they're looking.
They're
up.
decent.
They're
Yeah,
looking
for sure.
up from last season when they missed out on the tournament.
Yeah.
I'm expecting at least 4th place in the Big Ten. If not, they're definitely making the tournament though, no matter what happens.
For sure. And yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, and in the Big Ten tournament, I think that they have a great chance of making it to the final for the Big Ten tournament and challenging for that Big Ten championship.
Potentially, I just think the Big Ten is kind of in a lull. I think a lot of
Yeah.
good players that were seniors left,
Yeah.
and it's time for the younger players to get up.
Let's go.
Ethan Happ is a
Yeah.
preseason All-American, so fuck
It's
yeah.
true.
I love you, Ethan Happ. I wanna talk to your mom. I want to talk to your mom.
Noah, you ignorant slut.
I'm an ignorant slut. I don't know about that. Dude,
Why did I agree to have you as the co-host?
Because you don't know how to work a computer.
Yeah, I'm not a good editor, folks. I can speak good.
Me speak words good.
Oh, God.
Definitely.
You're going to have to edit that out.
Nope. Nope. Not
Dude,
happening.
edit it.
No, not happening.
Thought you were going to go with the me fail English? That's
I
impossible.
mean, that would have been the less offensive one. Dude, I'm so tired. I'm high on my own exhaustion. Even worse than I was last week. But I think we can talk about movies for a little while because I'm just in the mood. I had a really great conversation with my family last night about movies and how much I love them. Because we watched. Biggs is indicating that the microphone is a phallic object and pretending to fillet it. Just down in the comments if you're there.
5,000 out of 10 would recommend.
Biggs likes big juicy dick. Just comment that.
Guys, you had to be there.
Enter for a chance to win a boner ride from Biggs. Just enter for a chance. Just comment. Biggs likes big juicy dick.
I hope you edit this out. This
I
whole
am
bit.
not editing this out.
You know what? You guys, you had to be there to see how funny that was. I wish the camera had been set up because you would have seen how funny that was.
Yeah, why are you playing to the camera when there's no camera, you fucking idiot? He just aimed the camera that does not have an SD
It's
card
off,
in it.
yeah. God damn it. Okay, so movies.
Yeah, I watched a movie with my my family last night on Halloween instead of
What
giving up.
movie was it?
Get Out. I had never seen it before, and even though I had heard it was an experience of a movie,
Yeah, an amazing movie.
never watched it, and it falls well above what I expected.
It's an amazing movie.
Honestly, every shot is perfect.
Yep.
Every scene is near perfect. It's a masterpiece of film.
Yeah, I mean, it manages to combine brilliant political satire with horror and
Genuine
fear.
horror and terror. Yeah. And they share nothing in common.
Right.
But I feel a definitive similarity to that of The Shining in just about like the way it makes you feel.
You're just uncomfortable.
You're uncomfortable from the get-go, and things are happening, and they seem rather small.
Right.
And you don't know what they mean. And as things build, you're like, what the fuck is happening?
Well, and well, I was going to say, and I think that, it's important that in this movie specifically that the audiences come away feeling uncomfortable, because I think one of the main things here and one of the brilliant things about what Jordan Peele did is he's making everybody feel the discomfort that comes with racism, and I think that is really an important thing that everybody's like, oh my God, yeah, this would feel really awful if people were looking at me a different way or were, saying uncomfortable things just because I had a different color of my skin.
Yeah, do you like golf?
Golf?
Yeah, Tiger Woods is my favorite
golfer,
golfer, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I would have voted for Obama a third time if I could.
Right.
Like shit
great.
like that.
Yeah,
it's
right.
just- it makes me hurt as a whitey.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Well, it's basically I have black friends.
Yeah, I love
like,
black people.
don't-
I have black friends.
Right.
It's just nothing to make you look like more of a tool.
Don't worry, Donald Trump, Kanye West is Donald Trump's friend, so Donald Trump can't be a racist.
Definitely not.
No.
Um,
But yeah, masterpiece of a movie, and it's so cool to see Jordan Peele, who's a comedian, go into the horror genre,
Yeah.
and he pulled it off perfectly.
or near perfect. It's not the perfect movie because that doesn't exist, but
Right.
it's
It's
near
perfect,
perfect.
yeah.
It's a masterpiece
Right.
for sure.
Yeah,
Did you see the alternate ending
I did.
with instead of him getting?
Yeah, he goes to jail instead of
Yeah,
him getting
which-
saved by his friend.
I kind of prefer.
Yeah, I think
even
it makes.
though,
Go ahead.
even though the actual ending is more of like a happy ending. It's like he
Right.
got out. He
Right.
got out, and he's safe.
Mhm.
He doesn't have to deal with that anymore. The more realistic ending.
Yes, the alternate is the more realistic ending, and I think I've read. I don't know if you've read any interviews from Jordan Peele on that or watched anything, but I think Jordan Peele had said, with where the country was at the time, I felt like we needed a lighter ending to that movie.
Yeah,
and
I
chose
heard
to
the
go.
same thing.
So, but I love that alternate ending, and I think that once again I think that is the far more powerful message because that is a far more realistic thing.
It's a political statement.
Yeah.
On racism in America, and
Right.
as much as you want to justify some people's actions by the fact that you love a certain group of people,
Right.
racism will never leave, and it's unfortunate, but
Right.
people are set in their ways,
Mm-hmm.
and as much as you try to change them, it's not going to happen.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Right. And that obviously doesn't mean that people shouldn't try, though, and I think that's really important.
Of course.
Jordan Peele has done that here and tried to open people's eyes and be like, look, this is awful. I mean, I love that how the whole thing is symbolic for racism and that I like that you have this whole auction system so that the old rich white people can become these young black people for whatever their purposes are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really interesting, as a way of I like that symbolism of you can be completely prejudiced against them, but yet you're still going to use them, or you're still going to, you're
going to use them for nefarious
purposes.
But yeah, I watched that movie with my family, as I said, and my sister, who's just not a big fan of horror movies, said she really liked it. So I think that's a win.
Yeah, that's huge.
If you can reach other
People
other
who
demographics
don't even like that genre, right?
or just
That's
demographics
perfect.
in general. But it's a legitimately creepy movie, and I fucking love it.
Yeah,
I
brilliant.
I would definitely watch it again.
Mhm.
And I think it deserved all the plaudits it got at the Oscars and from people who've seen it. So
I wish that, and I will say on a side note, I think Daniel Kaluuya should have won Best Actor. Winston Churchill won it. Gary Oldman won it for Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour. I think it should have been Daniel Kaluuya because he just amazing as the main character in Get Out.
And I mean, I would tend to agree with you, but I never actually saw the Winston Churchill movie.
I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I just feel like, here's what I would say. The way that I judge actors' performances and all of that is that what is a harder part to play? Is it harder to play a historical figure and somebody that kind of you can watch videos of a person and gain their personality and kind of study them that way? Or is it harder to just play kind of a no-name protagonist, if you will, who has to come out and
Yeah, you got to work really hard to make the audience feel for that character you're playing.
right.
And I think, I would agree
And
with you.
you have to make it personal, and that's a difficult thing
That's
to do.
way more difficult.
Yeah.
Even though it's still impressive to take on the life of a historical figure, it's
For
not,
sure.
It's not
I'm not
something that
taking
you can
anything
just-
away from Gary Oldman. But.
Yeah, but I don't know, to make the audience feel like I still can't remember his name, the actor in the Get Out.
The main actor,
Yeah.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, I can never remember his name.
Yeah. I think that's how you pronounce it.
To have the effect that his character had on the audience is not easy.
No.
But I mean, it's the Oscars. It's all just a big political statement,
Yeah.
or not a political statement, but it's politics to
Yeah.
actually win.
Yeah, right. Well, Best Picture went to Shape of Water. You ever see that?
No, I didn't. I want to, and I love Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro is great. I think that Get Out probably should have won Best Picture too. I saw most of the Best Picture movies, but
Shape of Water won just because it was weird. It was just more different.
I mean, what I'll say is that watching Shape of Water, it felt like a Hollywood movie. It felt like, okay, this is a big time picture. This is going to win awards.
And not to take anything away from Jordan Peele in with Get Out,
Out,
but
right.
it looks like it was very cheap, but not in a bad way.
No.
It wasn't
Right.
It wasn't like a huge, there was no
No, it didn't look, because the thing is, I think what you're trying to say is that there are a lot of movies that look overproduced.
Yes, yes, yeah, that's
And
exactly
that's-
what I mean.
Yeah, and it does not look that way.
It looks like they got a film crew, a decent film crew with a good camera, and they focused on lighting and the way. Like
Right.
I saw glimmers. I cannot say that it comes close to a Kubrick film
Right.
visually, but it had glimmers.
Yeah.
Like the scene where the guy wakes up strapped to the chair in
Yeah.
the basement.
Yeah.
It brought back, like, I immediately saw 2001.
Yes.
Just
yeah.
the like
Absolutely.
it was filmed in 1 point perspective, which is like a Kubrick.
Yeah, for sure.
Standard.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was like I got chills.
Yeah.
Just looking at that
Just-
one, I was like, holy shit, this looks
It's
awesome.
amazing. Yeah, and I really appreciate it. I mean, it really seems that movie, Jordan Peele and his crew got exactly what they needed for that movie, and they didn't go over the top. And I think you can agree with me, especially in the horror genre, it's very easy to go over the top and do, overproduced. And, I mean, he's Jordan Peele. He's well known. He can get, obviously a big budget and tons of people to come in and do it. And obviously he understood that. The scarier thing is to be more realistic and to just have it be as normal as low key as possible.
Relatable.
Yeah,
That's
relatable. Thank
yeah.
you.
And I think it speaks to the quality of director that Jordan Peele is, because he was teamed up with Blumhouse,
Yeah, that's right.
and I don't know if you're aware of Blumhouse at all. They are
Yeah.
known for making some pretty awful horror films.
Very
I
true.
believe they're the one who gave Rob Zombie all of his money for the Halloween movies.
Oh God, and those
those
suck.
fucking suck.
They're
and
fucking awful.
the director makes the difference.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
Jordan Peele did an excellent job.
Obvious, and he's gonna. Jordan Peele's working on a new movie right now, which I'm really.
Isn't he
excited.
working on Get Out too?
I don't know if he's
I
working
would
on
be.
Get Out too.
I would be really disappointed. Another movie I saw though.
Yeah.
And I've actually seen it before, but I had shown it to my sister
Yeah.
again, who again does not like horror films, but she loved this one.
Yep.
Quiet Place.
Uh huh.
The first time you and I saw it
Mm.
was in a hot as fuck
Yes.
uh,
College apartment.
college apartment with our friends with fans running, and it
Yeah,
just
no air conditioning.
yeah. No offense, but it was just not the best way to experience a
Nope.
movie that is really about the way it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
What I love about it is when like everything's quiet,
Mm-hmm.
but when when sound actually happens, the sound sounds way louder. Just
Yeah,
because
I
it's
agree.
been so long since you've heard anything, and that like gets any time. Like it could have been a small sound.
Yeah.
Every time it made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up.
Yeah, and I will say I do agree with that. Obviously, with a movie entitled Quiet Place, you have to be smart about how you're using sound, and they use it really efficiently and really well in this movie. I would say, though, that I think they went for the jump scare a little too often. I understand that there's not a whole lot of, again, with it being quiet, there's not a whole lot you can do as far as, scares, but to rely on the jump scare, I think, as heavily as they did, detracted from the overall experience. But I
didn't
liked
think
it.
their use of jump scares was overly egregious, though. I thought a lot of them were. They fit. They weren't.
Yeah,
Like what
I
I
would-
hate in a jump scare is that it's
Just
like,
out
totally,
of nowhere.
totally
yeah, just
unwarranted and
yeah.
makes no sense.
completely
Like, this,
unrelated to.
like
Yeah.
they make a tiny sound and the creatures show up.
Yeah.
That makes logical sense. Therefore, you'd expect
Right.
something fucking creepy
I'll
to
go
happen.
there with you. Yeah.
And the thing that I give them the most credit for, and this is kind of fucked up, but they actually killed off a kid.
Yeah.
Not
yeah, I
many.
give them credit for that. Yeah.
It's
movies
a
don't go
brave
there.
choice to
Yeah,
kill
for
off
sure.
a kid in the first 5 minutes because you don't know if you're going to maintain your audience after that.
Yeah, everybody can be like, nah, they killed a kid. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really bold choice, and I do give them credit for that.
So yeah,
Take some serious gonads to do that.
yeah.
But
I thought overall it's a very good movie,
Mhm.
especially on the second viewing.
for sure.
Um,
I don't know. I saw Ant-Man and Wasp recently because I wanted to finish off watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Even though
Did you really?
I haven't seen Marvel Avengers Infinity Wars because I just haven't yet, and I heard that is average at best.
Yeah.
So
that's
I'm
what I've
kind of
heard.
dreading going in and watching that one. But I did see Ant-Man and Wasp, and it was really funny. and it was, I think, really good. It was pretty sweet.
Did that have Evangeline Lilly in it?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that right?
Paul Rudd and Evangeline
I
Lilly.
like her a lot.
Yeah,
she was
she
in
does a
the
really good
Hobbit
job.
films.
Mhm.
She was really good.
And although quite nerdishly, her character in that whole love arc's not even in the Hobbit, in the
Yeah.
books.
Oh, of course.
In the book.
Neither is Legolas, but he takes up he's a whole plot line.
Yeah, he's like, but
He doesn't even show up in the
but
book.
I did really like her performance in that, and I do really like her as an actress in general, and she does a great job in
She was in,
Ant-Man.
she was in
Ant-Man
Lost. I didn't finish Lost because it
I never
lost me.
followed that. Well, because it was one of those shows like if you miss one episode, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't. Yeah, I can't. I can't be expected to commit to this.
I'm lost in this show.
Oh, I see what you did there.
The plot. I'm lost.
Lost. Yeah.
But I have nothing really else to talk about today.
No, I
I'm
think we covered that with movies. What are we at for time right now?
about 40 minutes.
Do you want to do Halloween or Ask Reddit, or do you want to just
We'll
cut
talk
it for
about
the day?
Halloween for a little bit.
Okay.
So yesterday was Halloween.
Yep.
Yep.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
As I mentioned, I watched movies with my parents or with my sister and mom. We didn't accept trick or treaters, and I know that sounds bad, but we didn't want to be disturbed, and we don't get that many trick or treaters on my cul-de-sac, anyways. So we just decided to turn all the lights off, and some fuckit still
Teach
decided to ring the doorbell despite the house being completely dark.
Which I don't know why you would do that, but sure.
Yeah, but kid, yeah, you're
That was dumb.
yeah, that was really stupid.
So yeah, we did hand out candy to trick or treaters, and that was fun. And we had a fun little Halloween party. We played Halloween Trivial Pursuit, which was a blast. It was all about horror movies, which was really fun. But let me ask you this: when you were a kid, what candy did you most want to see in your pillowcase, and what candy did you hate the most, or what do you hate the most coming from houses?
Well, as a child that grew up with a nut and dairy allergy,
Fair enough.
I did not love when I would get things that contained nuts or dairy in them, which is
True.
a lot of chocolate candy.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, that's true. So
But my favorite candy that I loved to get was Starburst.
yeah.
To this day, Starburst is my favorite
Starburst is
candy.
tasty.
So good. I had Starburst yesterday, and I bought them from
Yeah.
the store. This is good shit, man.
Yeah, it's delicious. I mean, I personally, for me, like Hershey's chocolate was the best. For me, I always loved getting like the chocolate bars or Reese's peanut butter cups, which you have no experience with either because it's a
Yeah.
lot of dairy
That's-
and nuts.
Death in a disc for me.
Yeah,
Like in a cup.
yeah,
It
it's
could
just
kill me.
death. Yeah, but I think the worst. I don't know what your experience was, but I definitely at house as kids that would give us like little baggies of pretzels or like fucking pencils or floss or mini toothpaste.
Candy's banned for you. I'm just gonna give you a pencil.
Yeah. That was so you as a kid. Did you get stuff like that random?
Not that often. I got the popcorn.
Oh
I
yeah.
got, like the things of popcorn. I got
God.
pretzels sometimes.
Yeah.
But they're just old people and they just don't know any better.
Or you would get old people candy, which would be like Werther's Originals, like the little bit
that's
o' honey.
caramel, but I can have that.
bit o' honey. You'd have these. I don't know if you ever got them, but like they're these like little caramel candies or something that are wrapped in like unmarked, like just colored packaging.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never. Again, I didn't really eat that shit because I can't have it.
Jesus.
But yeah, can I ask what have you been for Halloween in the past? Because we don't trick or treat
Oh yeah,
anymore.
we
We're
should talk about
both
that.
grown men, adults.
I could trick or treat, but it'd be incredibly creepy.
Especially if you don't have a kid. It
No,
kind of
yeah.
comes off as I'm a little bit of a perv. But
Yes, that's 100% correct.
just to spell that out for all you folks out there.
in case you hadn't drawn that conclusion yourselves,
I like
case
to
you
diddle
did-
kids.
in case you hadn't thought about seeing a grown human being at your door in a costume trick or treating, and you weren't like, "Wow, that's a little creepy." I don't know. I think that's most people's inclinations. But anyway, I mean, as a kid, I went when I was really little. I'd gone as Scooby Doo. I'd gone as Harry Potter. Then getting older, I think I did a lot of Star Wars characters. It was Darth Vader. I was Anakin.
I was Darth Vader too 1 year.
Yeah, and because who doesn't want to be Darth Vader? Darth Vader's badass.
And you can go buy this was big when we were kids. The Darth Vader voice changer.
Yeah, the Darth Vader
I
voice
still
changer
have
mask.
it somewhere in my house.
Oh my God.
And it's funny when you hit the buttons, it's all glitched out. So it's super high pitched. It's like, Luke, I am your father.
You're like, wow, James Earl Jones, when did you go through reverse puberty? Jesus.
Luke, I am your father.
Wow, that little kid has a really deep voice.
Fight. Finish him.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
All right, kid, here's some candy.
Fucking get the hell out.
Yeah, I know.
Anything else you were?
Let's see, a lot of Star Wars characters.
Were you ever Padme?
Padme, I
Get
wish.
that hot ass
Yeah,
crop
that's
top, like midriff exposure.
Padme
Fucking
Amidala.
bang them
Let's do it.
hips. Bang 'em.
Get that Princess Leia buns on there. Do
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That's hot.
I'm just trying to think here real quick. I was Darth Maul. I tried to be Darth Maul 1 year, and that was kind of fun because I was trying to get like the double-bladed lightsaber, of course.
I mean, this man I'm talking to right now owns a customizable lightsaber in which you can change not only the sound it makes when it comes out, the color. You can change the tint of that color.
That's right. I'm cool, guys. I am 100% the coolest man you're ever going to meet.
Grown man child.
Grown man child, 100%. But I tried. The funny thing about that was I tried to do with Darth Maul, and I did this. First, I had a plastic mask that was just kind of like, it was kind of really cheap plastic. It was just kind of crap. And so then I got a latex mask, a giant like rubber mask. But because I was a kid and it was like an adult mask, it was way too big for my head.
I want to see pictures
so
of that.
The whole, I don't know that we have a picture of it, but I can show you the mask after we get done here. But you can't, the eye holes are really hard to see out of anyway. And so like the whole night I'm just struggling hard.
Yeah, that was my experience with the Darth Vader costume. I was breathing too much, and like inside the mask, like those yeah, exactly. The little eye piece would fog up, and I couldn't fucking see where I was going. So I would, between houses, I would take off the helmet, walk around with it off, and then put it on for the door.
Dude, that's brilliant.
I
I would say, and you could guess this about me. I would trip a lot during Halloween. I would fall over tons.
I don't think we've ever mentioned this before, but Biggs is like a notorious klutz.
Very clumsy, guys. Very clumsy.
And he accepts that, and he lives with it.
Yes,
but
very true.
It doesn't make it any less fucking hilarious, to be honest with you.
Very true.
I get plenty of enjoyment out of it on a pretty regular basis.
That physical humor, though. But yeah, so trick-or-treating, I would trip
humor,
and fall over.
Physical humor implies that
you're doing it on purpose.
Yeah,
which I am most certainly not.
No.
But it's still funny, so I can pass it off as physical humor.
To women, you can pass it off. Like, yeah, I meant to do that.
Like,
totally.
I just face planted because I was trying to make people laugh.
Oh, that's not blood. That's ketchup from my hamburger from before.
What? No, I'm just like the silent comedians. I'm Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, see that bone sticking out of my arm? It's not a bone.
That's funny.
It's just my twin.
Yeah,
that's
right.
finally coming out of me.
Jesus. I feel like I should just have a ragtime piano playing behind me.
You know what we should do is keep you wrapped in bubble wrap all the time.
Yeah.
We should keep you wrapped in bubble wrap so you can't hurt yourself anymore.
Perfect. Yeah.
Just
keep
bubble wrap. Yeah, bubble boy.
You're child-proofing me?
Yes.
You're me-proofing me?
Yes, you are a child.
Yeah, but so that was kind of my Halloween experience. I had a lot of fun trick-or-treating.
You also had the best neighborhood to do it.
Yeah,
people
we
come
had a
from my
good
neighborhood to come here to
trick-or-treat.
Yeah,
we have a lot of people who come from outside our neighborhood to trick-or-treat here. And that's always kind of entertaining. But it's always been a blast. There's only been, I think, one or two houses that I ever went to that gave us like full-size candy bar, like king-size candy bars.
And those are the ones that live in legend.
Yeah, those were amazing. But I remember afterwards, I don't know if you ever did this. I don't know who you went trick-or-treating with, but afterwards, like a couple of friends and I, we would go over to one of our houses and we would count out we would like pour our candy out and like trade candies around.
Of course, that's like
You know.
that's the tradition, dude.
Yeah. So, but what did you go as Halloween as a trick or treater, and what were your Halloween memories and experiences?
First of all, I want to say that I love my mom. She is a wonderful lady.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a ton of money as I was a kid. We were fine. We
Yeah.
had no money problems whatsoever. But buying costume wasn't really something we could do.
Right.
So my mom, being as sewing inclined as she is, she would make me costumes.
Yeah, and that's cool.
And they were dope.
Yeah.
I went as an Ewok one year.
That's awesome.
And she hand stitched a mask.
That is
of
amazing.
Wicket from Star Wars, and it's sick. She bought me these like furry brown gloves, so it looked like I had Ewok hands. She made like a plastic, or it got a plastic spear, so I looked like Wicket. And then one year I was Frodo from Lord of the Rings, and she actually got me like a brown wig, or no, maybe she didn't get me a wig, but I thought about getting a wig. But she hand stitched giant like feet, so it looked like I had Hobbit feet on that would go over my shoes.
And that's so cool.
And then she bought this sword, this little sword that if you click the middle of
it lights up.
It would light up,
Oh,
and
that's
she
cool.
wrapped it in like blue Saran wrap,
Neat.
so it looked like Sting.
Blue. Yeah.
Yeah, those are sick costumes.
Yeah, that's
dude.
badass.
I fucking loved those. And,
Very cool.
and and I didn't.
And I just like to say real quick for the record, I do think homemade costumes are always better than store bought.
Of course.
There's just this heart in
Yeah.
homemade costumes that you can't replicate
No.
by just going out and buying a costume.
Yeah, I think one year I was Luke, only because I had my
Luke.
Taekwondo gi, and it looked sort of
that's
like
cool. Yeah.
like Luke's attire on Tatooine.
Did you bullseye womp rats with your T-16?
Yes, I did. Plenty of. And that what he means is I would shoot dogs.
Oh. Oh, that's not what I was implying, but okay.
Yeah, I kill small animals. I'm a psychopath. And then one year I was. I can't remember what I was. I don't remember. I stopped trick or treating when I was probably like 4th grade.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I didn't like it too much.
that's well. I
Well-
mean, with your with your allergies to so much stuff, I guess that makes more sense.
Yeah, and my parents were less and less inclined to want to.
Well,
But
that's
also,
always,
I also had an older sister who hadn't trick or treated anymore,
yeah.
so it was kind of like I didn't see the point.
Yeah, well, I will say that always does seem, and I'm sure, this will come back around when I'm a parent someday, but it always did seem like a bitch to have the parents dragged out there to supervise their kids and walk around, and they have to like make awkward small talk with the other parents.
Yeah, or
I was
what
like,
is this bullshit? I have to drag this kid around, and I don't even get to eat the candy.
Yeah, right.
Some bullshit.
And of course, you have the myth. I don't know if your parents will do this either, but there was always the myth of somebody's going to hide a razor blade or a pill into your candy, and so they would check. My mom would check all of our candy when we got home to make sure there wasn't, they weren't
God.
already opened or there wasn't anything.
It's insane, dude.
I mean, I don't know. Legit, I never personally believed into that, bought into that fear, but
well, the newsy fear-mongering concept this year was kids getting fed weed candy. And my response
Yeah,
to that is no self-respecting stoner just gives away their fucking weed.
Yeah, right. Well, like, do you have you ever seen like those viral images that went around a couple of years ago, I think, and they're still floating in the internet if you Google them, but like they were like pictures with a bunch of little candies that look like supposedly like ecstasy, and they're like, if you get these candies for a Halloween, it's ecstasy, don't eat it. And you're like,
Yeah, right.
right, cool. But yeah, no, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if you know this, but I didn't stop trick-or-treating until my junior year of high school. Junior year of high school,
What?
folks. Yeah, that's why I was so surprised at you. My parents, of course, when we got older, middle school, they didn't really go out with us anymore. We all just went on our own.
Did you and Jared go?
Yes, yeah, and
Really?
we didn't. But the thing was, in high school,
Fascinating.
the thing was, by the time we got to high school, we didn't really, and then we'd get through like half the night sitting there hanging out. We'd be like, fuck it, let's go trick or treating and just try to get some candy. So quickly, we'd like throw a crappy costume together or something and just go out. And the last year that we did that was our junior year, and then we stopped.
We're not being filmed right now, but the look on my face was absolute appalling. I mean, I have no disrespect for those people who like to stay young and do
Well, there's
that. But on some level, it's just kind of sad.
Well, to be fair, we only did it on like one street.
Yeah.
But
fair enough.
you know, it is. Yeah, I agree to a certain point. You hang up the costumes and you don't. But it's always fun to. I personally find it fun to hand out candy to the trick or treaters and do the full Halloween thing. I think there's something really fun about celebrating the holiday to its fullest extent. And for adults, that is handing out candy and making it fun. But the only other thing that I remember from this, I don't know again if your family did this, but we would make food for dinner themed off of different. Like one year we did like monster movies, and then we'd do like a food for each monster movie that we would somehow try to theme or tie into it, or like we'd do like eyeballs which were grapes or something. I don't know, but you would do like foods that were themed around spooky, scary stuff.
Ooh, spooky. Well, I have nothing more for Halloween.
Okay.
I think we got time for one Ask Reddit, and I think we can wrap it up.
Sure, let's do it.
If you had the funds, what would you buy?
If you just had the funds
if you
to buy
had the
anything.
funds to buy, not anything, within reason.
Within reason.
Within reason, but if you had like, let's just say a mil.
A mil.
We'll just reduce it to a mil.
I don't know if this is probably more expensive than a mil, honestly. But for me, my first thought was private jet and a pilot, just so that I could go wherever I wanted to and I didn't have to pay for it.
Well, you'd have.
I mean, you pay for the jet. And you pay. No. Listen to me. After you pay. No, listen. After you pay in full for the jet and you pay your pilot, then you can just do whatever you want with the jet. Once you've paid for it.
That's not how buying a jet works, Biggs.
That does buy. If you just buy it cash money, if you have $1 million, you just slam it. Get that private jet. Sure, you got to pay for the gas and you got to pay for the maintenance of it.
Yeah, jet fuel is really cheap, isn't it? Yeah, you can just buy it at your corner drugstore.
Oh my God! Listen, all right, I'd buy a real life, as high tech as possible lightsaber.
That
I
doesn't
don't know.
exist.
Wait, what? Lightsabers don't actually exist.
No, the one that you own that you can change the color is not real. Sorry to break that to you, Biggs.
I thought I was a real Jedi, guys. I'm disappointed now.
I am disappointed.
Good guys. Good thing I'm currently in my mother's basement
Why?
because I'm a nerd. Because I
Oh.
the lightsabers, you know.
Just all I'm doing is keeping up what I appear to be.
That's right.
I am not actually a weird nerd. I choose to be one so that I appear to be one.
That's right.
In terms of if I had the funds to buy, or if I had $1 million.
If I had $1 million. Yeah.
We get it. Yeah, thanks for that little concert there.
Shimona.
What
do you got?
Just trying to think. I mean, car comes to mind.
I'd buy a Six Flags park.
Oh, okay. Like Cartman Land 2.0.
That's exactly what I was referencing. Because that would only cost $1 million.
First, I would pay off my entire education.
Oh, that's a good one.
But that would only make a small dent. I'm not too in the red.
Right.
Or two in the red. But I think I would buy 3 cars. 3
new
different
Bugatti.
cars. No.
New Ferrari. A new
3
Lambo.
new cars.
Yeah.
Each for their separate purpose.
Ooh.
First,
Yeah.
Mazda Miata.
Okay.
That is for summer driving, hood down, flying around in the summertime.
Yeah.
Feeling fly, drinking that Corona.
Perfect.
And lime.
Perfect.
And then I would buy like a pickup truck, whatever. Like,
Really?
I don't
Pickup
care.
truck?
No, purely for the fact that we live in Wisconsin.
Okay.
I hate driving in the snow more than my life itself. And
Wow, that
that's
was dark.
That's a pretty high amount of hatred, to be
Wow.
honest with you.
Who hurt you, Noah? Who hurt you?
We discussed that last week. It was the Grimace. Remember,
Oh,
he
jeez.
approached me in the ball pit. But I hate driving in the snow,
Yeah.
and I think it would be a lot better if I had a car that could just fucking roll right through the snow like it's nothing, like it wasn't even there. And then I would have something for everyday use, like probably a newer version of the car I have now. I own an Acura TL.
Yeah.
I love that car. It's my first car, and it's my favorite car.
Cool. Yeah.
I would probably just get another one of those,
Cool.
or a newer one, anyways.
Yeah.
Or they don't make the TL anymore; they make the TLX.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what I would do with a mill.
I'd buy. I would. Actually, I would. I'd choose one of the bigger cities in America, whether that's Chicago or L.A. or New York or something, and I would buy the most expensive apartment I could find.
Wow. Wow. Mine's super practical, and yours is pointless.
It's just completely pointless.
Kill yourself. No. But yeah, I mean,
I like the school one. I think that's a great idea. Of course, if I wanted to be cliched and sappy, although it's true, give my money to all my friends and family. Of course, spread the wealth around.
fuck that. What did they do for me? Fuck them.
Your mother birthed you. You came out of your mom's vagina.
She is blessed with my presence. Isn't that enough?
Well, all right, Trump. But that's what he said to his mom. It's great. I'm just here on my own. I'm doing you a favor by being here.
Yeah, I'm helping you out. Okay,
But-
we'll do one more though. It's the opposite side of the spectrum. What's the worst thing you've ever bought? Like, what's the worst purchase?
Worst purchase. Wow, that's a good one. God, I'm inclined to say, I mean, there's so many, like, when we were, stuff that we've personally purchased or, like,
Stuff that you have paid for with your own money, which I know is not a huge list, Mr. Silver Spoon.
I can't deny that. Because I was going to say, as a kid, there were tons of, like, we had toys from Toys R Us that were just, like, cheap and would break right away. Like, that was stupid shit. Boy, the worst thing that I've purchased. Worst thing that
I don't have a lot.
Yeah.
The first one that comes to mind was, and I didn't buy this, but do you remember it was a Hot Wheels set, where it would go down a ramp and it would have to go through a shark's mouth?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that thing never worked. And that
Yeah,
like,
very true.
That was my introduction to the world of crappy products. Like, that's the first thing that I
Yeah.
owned that was like, this sucks.
Well, yeah.
And I was really little.
That reminds me of, like, the Mousetrap board game, because that shit never works.
If you set it up right, it could work. I got it to work.
Rarely
Yeah,
will it
but
work.
It's just like any other Rube Goldberg machine. Sorry, I can't speak
Rube
English.
Goldberg.
They tend to not always work, even though they're so precise. So
Right.
anything can go wrong.
I mean, I would say, there have been video games in the past that have been like, what did we do? Why did we buy this? I got an idea.
Yeah.
Actually,
the Wii U.
Yeah,
I-
I would agree with that.
I like the Wii U, but with the
Kinda
Switch
pointless.
out, it just seems completely. I don't use it now.
Right. I do, because I didn't get a Switch because I was like, well, I made this purchase. I'm going to commit to it. God damn it, I'm going to get every penny I
Dude, the
can. out of
Switch
it.
is way better, like in every conceivable way.
I'm sure it is, but you know what? I'm gonna stick it out with the Wii U. It'll make it come back. It's gonna be great. I would say in that same vein, plug and play video games. There have been a lot of plug and play. There have been a couple plug and plays.
Those cost like $5.
Yeah, but they still suck.
I actually had a really good one. My neighbors actually had this. It was a mini golf game,
Oh, that's cool.
and it had like a little metal sensor on the bottom of the putter.
Oh yeah.
Depending on how hard you would swing, that's how hard the ball
that's
would go.
cool.
And we got so good at that game, dude. We were getting like hole-in-ones like every time.
Damn, dude.
And like, yeah, it was such a fun game.
Yeah, that's cool.
For a plug and play.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's it for Reddit.
Yeah.
Anything else you would like to say for the day?
Nope.
All right.
I think that covers it.
I think that's our podcast for the day. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. See you next week.
Bye.